As always, the Calabash weekend in Treasure Beach is the only place to be in Jamaica. The lineup is fantastic. Salman Rushdie, Zadie Smith, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Raul Bhattacharya. Kwame came up with the theme Globalicious, which is a word that we now need to use for the rest of our lives, because it is exactly what we are. We're truly international, we're global, we're delicious, we're just scrumptious and beautiful. Colin and Kwame came up with the idea for Calabash. Colin then called me, because neither one of them lived in Jamaica at the time, said, we need somebody on the ground. What do you think of this crazy idea? And I said, crazy idea, love it.
The name Calabash was something that Colin conjured up, and Colin conjured it up in two ways. One is it's a festival that we're starting. It's a literary festival, so somehow we should have a metaphor in there somewhere. And then there's a place near Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth called Calabash Bay. Those two ideas came together, and of course we know what the calabash is. The calabash is a container. It's really a gourd where we've used for carrying water. We've used to cook in, to serve food in. It's just a wonderful utensil. The calabash is a big part of the African practice of cooking and so on. And so we felt that naming it the Calabash would give us that connection. So once he came up with the thought, and usually it's a phone call.
So then I called Jason Hensel, and I said, Jace, you think you could let us have the hotel, just a few rooms, just for one weekend? Yes, it happens to Memorial Day weekend in America, which you're usually full, but let's just see how it goes. Well, 12 stagings later, he still gives us the entire hotel for free, every single Calabash.
And then we say, yeah, so that's how it is. And so Calabash International Literary Festival was born. Jake's is a beautiful site. It's physically beautiful because it's rustic. It is rough and yet elegant in its construction, in its design. So Jake's just has a sense. It has a physical kind of vibe. It's away from everything else. One of the great things about Calabash is when people come, we could just have a sit around to talk about how is it to get here, especially in the early days. But I'm a drive and drive and drive. I never know where I go stop. I'm still a drive and a drive and a drive, and so there are great stories about that. But so it's physically away from everything else, and that's part of the beauty. But I think what happens at the festival is that we try to run a festival, and we owe this largely to Justine's efficiency and brilliance. A festival that is smoothly timed. Everything is like on time. It's rigid. We're strict about it, and so on and so forth. Yet anybody who is there would think it's just floating along, like nobody cares about it. But if you follow, you'll see that we start everything on time, we end everything on time, and so on. So we maintain incredible discipline about every detail of the festival, but nobody should know that we're doing that. And that's one of the things that makes the festival one that people trust. They trust it. And they don't even know why they trust it, but it's because we put a tremendous amount of work into making it smooth, seamless, and efficient. Everything from where the seats are positioned, where the rows, the sound, every detail is taken care of. And when Colin was running the festival and in charge, that he was a tyrant, and that is the legacy that he's left of a tyrant. But he was serious, because Colin's view was that if we're bringing so many people to this place, we should make them have a good. We treat our audience like they are kings and queens. We don't disrespect them. We give them quality all the time.